All right. Cool beans. Now I'm on. Now listen, guys, if you hear any echoes, actually, I don't know who might be on here. Yes, sir, we are, Mr. George. I want to let a few people get in here. How's my audio? Is the echo gone? And there is a delay, so just to let you know, there is still a delay in the audio. But if I don't have that horrible echo that I heard earlier, that would be great. So if anybody sees or hears any issues with my audio, just let me know ahead of time. I don't want to stop the broadcast, but if everything sounds good, then we'll wait till more people come in. And it looks like we have 3, and anybody that wants to make any comments, the live chat is enabled, so feel free to make any comments that you might want to have. 2 things, you might hear my cats in the background tonight. Phoebe is in that time of season for her right now, which is that once a month thing for, most females anyway. So, all right. So far, we only have 3 people, so we're gonna give this a little bit of time. Hopefully, we'll have more than 3 of you in here before too long. I will be, unfortunately, feeding my nicotine addiction throughout the broadcast here, just because. So it looks right now like there is about a 3 to 5 second delay in my videos. So if I don't answer you right away, please don't think it's because I don't hear you or I don't see you. So we'll get to you as soon as we can. And right now, just 3 people currently watching. So we're going to give it about 5 minutes, and then I'll give all the details about this disaster scenario that I have planned for the next, July 30th. And I will let you know the name of where the meetup place is, where the starting point is, and the end point of the scenario is not going to be revealed until the last part of the scenario is completed. So, that being said, any questions so far? Well, yeah, I mean, if you guys have any questions, I know there's 3 of you watching. George, did you ever figure out your call sign? All right, guys, so I guess we might as well get started, and if I have to repeat anything, so chewing tobacco this year, that's pretty cool. That could be a profitable venture for you there. That's pretty cool. Are you in Virginia? I think Virginia is a really good place to grow tobacco, just depending on climate and everything. So, yeah. Oh, my. All right, Joe. We'll definitely let you know. And, yeah, like I said, I've got a delay on my video, but thanks for joining, guys. Yeah, I got 91 worldwide going in the background here just to see what it sounds like and where everybody's coming from. But, all right. If that radio is too loud in the background, guys, we'll keep it turned down a little bit. Well, Joe, are you going to be in town for my event? That's my biggest curiosity. Are you going to be around on the 30th, or did you have another event to go to? Because I'd like you there. I mean, I know you didn't make it to my last year's event, but I'm hoping this year would go over real well and get some other people out there. All right, so still only 3 of us. I'm going to give it a couple more minutes. I'm hoping more people will join in. Tried to spread the word about this, and it was a little late spreading the word. I can't. Oh, wow. Okay, Joe. Well, doggone, man. We'll definitely have to correspond via email. I'm looking for another operator on the hilltop with me to receive all the calls that are coming in from the teams that are going to be finding all the transmitters. But there's only 2 of us in here now. That stinks. Okay. Well, I might as well get started. I'm not sure which two. George, are you still in there? And Joe. So, Joe, I don't know if I gave you all the analytic or all the details, but we're going to go ahead and start anyway. The scenario presented is going to be a plane crash scenario. So we are all. I'd like everybody to get to Remsburg Park. It's just outside of Middletown, not too far outside of Frederick. Remsburg Park, Joe, I know you're familiar with that. At 8 o'clock at the latest. Just arrive at 8 a.m. at the latest on Saturday, July 30th in the morning. By 8:30 a.m., I'm going to be starting the first transmission out there on 14652, the national calling frequency, to start the scenario. I'll give everybody, I'm going to split people up into teams, or you guys can choose what teams that you want to be in, anywhere from 2 to 10 teams. It doesn't matter, and you can have as many people in your team as you want. Once all the teams are divided, that'll, that 8 a.m. to 8:30 a.m., that'll give the time needed to choose teams, and the volunteer that I have there at Remsburg Park will give everybody a heads up on how they want to put their teams together. So each team at the starting point at Remsburg Park is going to receive a sealed envelope. That envelope, you don't want to open that up until I give the go to open it up. In that envelope for each team will be the operating frequency that everybody on that team is going to use to contact the disaster control. Disaster control being me and another operator on the hilltop. So that will be what you use to contact disaster control. Then where it starts is disaster control will give you the area where to start looking for the first part of the scenario. So as a plane crash goes, you might have a fire, you're going to find survivors, and you're going to find the black box. So those are the three scenarios and situations. Well, how do you find that? Well, obviously, if you've never done a fox hunt before, this is basically a fox hunt American race style, and just incorporating a disaster to try to give it a theme and show how ham radio can work during certain situations. Hey, Cass, how you doing? So I'm going over my July 30th event today, and what I have planned for everybody. So anyhow, I've got people coming in and out, so I'm hoping that I have to explain this too much longer. Anyway, so Remsburg Park, just outside of Frederick, Maryland. Now, once you've got your envelope and I say go, I'll give the location of the first transmitter to be found. So that first transmitter is going to be hidden somewhere. I'm not going to reveal the first location, so that'll be a surprise. It'll also entail what frequency that transmitter is using, so that you can start to begin the fox hunt. So the first transmitter is going to represent the fire. The second transmitter that you find is obviously not going to be in the same area. That's why it's going to be Great American Race style. But overall, it's three transmitters, one representing the fire, one representing survivors, and one representing the black box of the plane. Now, when you complete each scenario, let's just stick with the first scenario, the fire scenario, you're going to take a picture of the transmitter, the fox. Then you're going to take that picture of your cell phone back to the person, the volunteer that's there, and they're going to give you a code word to transmit back to net control. That way net control knows and can confirm that you have found it, and the volunteer there has confirmed that you've completed that task. Then you'll be given instructions on the general area of the next transmitter. And then it'll work the same way for the last two. So once the last two are found, then you radio in. Disaster control will tell you where their headquarters is, and the first one back to headquarters wins the scenario. And it's going to be a really good way to show how to communicate information correctly and efficiently, and it makes it fun for people that may be interested in ham radio but don't have a license. And the beauty of it is you don't have to have a license in order to participate. So even people that aren't licensed operators, they can transmit on the radio under the guidance of a licensed operator. So anyway, I'm hoping a little bit more people will join, but it seems a little slow tonight. So I'm gonna, Joe, I'm gonna kill this broadcast right around 8:30 if I don't get any more people watching. I don't know how many other people are in here besides you and Cass at the moment. So we'll have to see how many more people join. But I'm just going to sit here and chill, and hopefully my cat doesn't flip out. So, Joe, I hope that's a scenario and that you'd be interested in helping me with. I just need, I've got 2 volunteers already. I need 4 more. If you volunteer your service, then that'll be 3, and then I'd only need 3 more. And that would definitely just make sure everything runs smoothly. And, yeah, there we go. Hopefully we're still streaming here. So, anyway, I hate starting things on time because it seems like people might come in late, but I don't mind re-describing everything for everybody. Yeah, you'd volunteer your son? Well, wait a minute. Well, your son's a little older, isn't he an EMT? He might actually enjoy that too. Is he the one that went to EMT training? If you can give me a minute, guys, I'm gonna do a quick vape. Wow, okay. I gotcha. So, oh, okay. Okay, cool. You got him started young. I didn't start till late. Actually, I had started back in the early 90s, and it wasn't as big as it is now. But even now, it's still less than 2% of the population that actually use them. Wow, I just had Malta in here, Joe. I had a guy from Malta in here on 91 Worldwide. I don't even know where Malta is. I'm not good with my geography. So we only got 2 people watching. I wonder if I've been boycotted. I'm thinking Sandy and Steve are going to show up, Joe, and they're going to be some hunters for sure. I want them to have some fun, and I'm going to have fun just doing control just to see how fast everybody. Is it in the Mediterranean? Okay, cool. And we got New York in there now too. Yeah, I'm just going to see. I'm curious as to how long it takes people to find the foxes when I hide them. That would be really cool to see how long it takes with the direction finding equipment. And the 2 transmitters that I'm getting on loan, I think one does 15 milliwatts. I mean, that's even less than a half a watt, and I think the other one does just a little bit more than a half a watt. So I've got to be really picky as to where I hide them. And I've already got 2 places picked out to hide. I just got to find a third. The third area is going to be, I'm going to try to put it as close to the finish line as possible so that people aren't wasting a lot of gas. And I'm limiting the search area to 5 square, not square miles, no, not 5 square miles, a 5-mile radius overall, which is definitely, it's probably going to be even less than 5-mile radius. And I will have a prize for the winning team, for the driver of the winning team, and for the participants of the winning team. For the driver is going to get a $10 gas card because, gas is expensive. And then I'll have some other nice prizes for everybody. And Joe, I also still have that directional antenna. I've never had anybody step up to want to claim it. That little loop antenna, which I thought it was a gimmick. But I'll be honest, man, I was really surprised how that little thing performed. I don't know where it is right now. I think I left it downstairs because I've got all sorts of stuff hidden away. Wow, so 2 of us, man, this was almost not worth it. I know I put a little bit of a precursor video out there, but I'm hoping more people will start joining here soon. I I guess my link's good. I'm going to check my link on my YouTube. It should still show that it's live. So let's see here. Sorry for you guys having to stare at my bald head. So, Miss Crew, are you a little confused about what I'm talking about right now? It's not spades, but I did do 2 videos just because I was bored this week. But I've got to actually create another channel for that. Joe, do you play spades? Trying to see if my link is yeah, Spades the card game. It's a lot of fun. Okay, well, my link is still good. So hopefully we'll have more people come in. I think it's just you and me watching. I don't know if Miss Cass is still in here or not. Well, this is a bummer. This is a total bummer. I was hoping to have a little bit more people that I can introduce this to. So there we go. We got one more in. Hello, whoever that was that just joined. Gonna move my mic out of the way for a second. And whoever was in is left. Yeah, Spades the card game. I put a couple videos on my channel. It was try to act like a tutorial to help people learn how to play. So, yeah. Anyway, hopefully we can get some people in here. All right. Well, doggone, Joe, I guess it's just you and me. I don't know what I could do to get anybody else in here. I did all the sharing that I could earlier today. I cannot, well, the transmitters are going to be on the 2 meter band, but the frequencies are going to be the surprise. That's going to be announced over the air for each scenario. So. But the operating frequency where you're going to contact disaster control, that's not going to be a surprise. That's going to be given to you to the teams in the sealed envelope. And those operating frequencies, I have to give each team a different frequency because this being a race style scenario, you don't know. It's between 144 and 148. I have been made aware of the program frequencies, but I'm just going to let that be a surprise for everybody when they get there. So, anyway, let me see if I can get some people in here. I don't know if anybody's going to come in. We'll have to see. All right. And the video's not stuck. I'm just dipping my head down just so I can text some people. Yeah, but 91 worldwide sounds like it's hopping tonight. Looks like I have to update my listing already.
Sync net and no error, so yeah, we're getting in great. KC7VQ, WC7V.
7 numbers. That's weird. Anyway.
KC7V, KC72. Well, thanks. And my father homesteaded up there.
80 meters, that would be, wow, man, that would definitely be,
So
that would be different doing that on the HF bands.
Finally got to the age where
I can't imagine how far that would carry in the right scenario. I mean, you're talking
Arizona, where I knew it was warmer in the wintertime.
I don't know, half a watt on 80 meters. I'd like to see it in the gigahertz range because then it'd be easier to pinpoint, I would think. You know, if you're close enough to it on low power, the gig frequency transmitters would be cool. They probably already have them, though. They probably already have them.
Eventually, course cycle comes in, and I'll be here all the time. So anyway, sure nice talking to Montana, and thanks.
Anyway.
KC7V, KC7VQ. Okay, very good, buddy.
Still only showing 2. I don't want to sit here all night, but I'm going to stay on here for a little bit anyway, just because I think I put out enough notification that I was doing a live stream, and hopefully this will get the word spread out. I hate a lot of dead air on here. I'm not even going to edit the video once it's done. There's just no point. But so what'd you do for dinner tonight, Mr. Joe? Oh, that sounds really good. Yeah, I wasn't real hungry. I had a late lunch. I was trying to build that headboard. I run into so many problems with that thing, man, and I just decided to give up on that for the day. But, man, yeah, sausage pasta. I went to a restaurant out there in Westminster called the Rock Salt. You ought to try that out. They had mussels with smoked sausage that they infused flavor into the mussels, and it was really good. White wine sauce and all that fun stuff. So that was really good. Thanks for joining, whoever that is. It doesn't tell me who you are, but I appreciate you joining. And I'm going to go over all this scenario again here in a minute, trying to get more people in here so that we can. So I don't have to repeat myself too much. So comments are open. Live chat does work. So if you want to make any comments or anything, feel free. Just trying to spread the word about the event, the HAM event for July 30th. So not sure who's on there, but give me a holler, say hello, and then I'll probably know who you are. All right. And keep in mind, Joe, and whoever is out there watching, it's delayed video. So I'm just trying to respond as fast as I can with what I'm seeing on the screen anyway. But, man, I'm surprised I haven't heard anybody on the FARG repeater. Ooh, I have a Ukraine station, Joe. It looked like Ukraine. I can't read his call.
Hello, Papa 2 Kilo Lima. This is
Yokohama City, Kanto. That sounds like that's Japan right there. Pretty cool.
1 X-ray time in November from Japan.
We're going to turn it down a little bit. Some of these people seem to have a better internet access with these radios, and they get to be a little bit louder. All right. Story time. All right, got to read that.
Sierra Papa 2 Kilo Lima. This is Juliet Alpha 1 X-ray Tango November. Good morning. You are
I'd let you go to
very
me.
nice.
So who's my other viewer in here? I got Joe and myself, and there's one more. I don't know if that last person has the ability to chat. Give me 1 second.
Hey guy.
Thank you, sir. I'm in the middle of a live stream. Can I call you back? Yeah, look me up on YouTube. I'm live right now. It's Farmhouse Ham Radio. All right. Bye. Oh, by the way, I forgot it was my birthday. 1,200 bits per second. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. I mean, that's getting really in depth with, medical treatments and things of that nature. But, if you have ham radio operators that are volunteers during a disaster situation, this kind of stuff can help, relay that information correctly. So if they don't give me the correct code word, I'm not giving them the next location. They got to do it accurately. But yeah, that's pretty cool. 2006. That's pretty neat. And I got a kitty cat coming in here. That's Zoe. That's my big girl. She come in here and said hi to me, and the wife's doing some stuff around the house today. So anyway, we got another person. Oh, Zoe? No kidding. I'd have never known that. Yeah, two cats named Zoe and Phoebe. They're both pretty good cats, man. They don't tear anything up. They're not declawed. We trim their claws here and there, but that's mainly because they like to tear each other up. And right now, Phoebe is kind of in heat, and I don't think Zoe likes where her dish is, being in the window where it is. I don't know how it got up there, but anyway. All right, so July 30th is when everything's happening. Had a fourth observer there, but they rolled out. At 8:15, I'll go through the scenario again. I'm not getting anybody in the chat, but I know there's at least 3 of us in here. So, and if I don't get anybody else joining, we'll cut it down. So, I feel bad. I just hung up on my buddy who just called to wish me a happy birthday. I didn't want to be rude and do that to him, but oh my. So I purchased new lighting. I thought that was really cool. It was really cheap and it's USB powered. Tell me if you notice a difference here. It should make a big difference. So put that back on. It took me that long before I turned the light back on to see what the delay was. Yeah. It's actually, the delay's down to like 2 seconds. So we're going to give it 15 minutes. I'm going to let the live stream continue. And Zoe's been visiting me a little bit more lately. She got to a time where she wouldn't get on my lap or anything in quite a while. So today she visited me for my birthday. I felt real good. She still loves me, so she must have known it was a special day for me today. Right? She's giving me the evil eye right now. What are you doing over there? Huh? You want to come over? She's coming over to say hi. See, she's a good cat. Yeah, it was a ring light. So if you guys if you do any streaming, Joe, I paid, I think it was like $13 for it. It's got 4 different types of LED, like different colors built into it. So yeah, it does pretty good. Anyway, trying to get a few more people in here. See what we can do to get more people in here. I'm at a loss as to what to do other than to get on the repeater. I don't think they would appreciate me being on the repeater. But Joe, definitely, I could use you on the hilltop if you want to be a disaster control operator or a simulated disaster control operator. Because obviously, the other thing with that, when we start transmitting on those frequencies, we need to make sure that people understand that it's not a real disaster, because there's going to be a lot of communicating, found survivors, this code is this. And we also have to make sure that, when we're giving these code words, that there's no hidden meaning. It's just a trigger word to be able to be led to the next part of the scenario. Man, I got hiccups and I'm burping. I think it's that cold water that I've been drinking. But there was good net beating on the repeater today. I really enjoyed that. I was talking about my groundhog problem and how I've solved that problem. I think I only have one more that I've really got to deal with, and hopefully we can get that taken care of pretty well. But I don't. I was trying to be so formal in there and not upset anybody about how I take care of my groundhog problem. Glenn, WA3CGU, he comes in there today and says, "No, I don't care about those groundhogs." He said, "If I see them on the road, I swerve for them." He says, "If they go on the shoulder, I'm on the shoulder." He was cracking me up this morning. Oh my. Anyway. Well, I still have a third person in here. I'm not sure who it is. I would like to know who it is that joined in. And if you have any questions, let me know. And I'm seeing if my father will be in there. And he might come down out of the Hancock area and come down and spend some time with me and babysit one of the transmitters or help out with setup or something. I just got to make sure he's got easy access to facilities because he's getting up there and he wants to spend time with me, which is great. I don't know if he holds much interest in the ham radio, but maybe it'll pique his interest a little bit. Oh, he's still cool to know. Yeah, Glenn is. I tell you what, I really want to go out there one day and give him a hand getting his property cleaned up, man. Because every time I see him, I'm thinking, how in the world can he get that kind of work done when he's in the condition that he's in? And he's a tough old guy, man. I really tell you what, people like him are a rare breed, and if anybody I knew still worked that way, man, they'd probably be a millionaire by now. But yeah, it's good to be old school. So got somebody buzzing me in. So at 10 more minutes from now, I'm gonna see how many more people we got, and okay. Anyway, oh my. So we got 3 people. I guess I picked a bad time to do this, 7:30. A lot of people might be eating, so we'll see how long we can keep this going. I'm trying to be as flexible as possible and see what we can do. And I got a North Carolina, and I had an Ontario, Canada there for a minute. But I have both cats now. Got another one over my shoulder here. I don't know if you guys can see her. I don't think she's spoiled at all. Not at all. She's the baby of the bunch. That one's Phoebe. She's the one that's been making a lot of noise lately, and I figured it would be 4 more minutes, and we'll go over the scenario again for everybody that's joining. Just give me a holler, let me know who you are, and if you have any questions, we'll answer as much as we can. We've been streaming for a little over a half hour now, and good to see you guys finally joining. And hopefully you'll hang out, and we'll let you know what's going on. So I got 4 people in. Let's keep packing them in, everybody. Let's keep packing them in. And good evening, everybody. And if you don't know who I am, my name's Aaron, and my call sign, KC3QPJ. I'm an amateur radio operator, and I'm holding a special event that's open to everybody. You do not have to be an amateur radio operator to participate. were to come out and have fun and introduce yourself to the ham radio operators. We're just normal, everyday people like you, and we just do a lot of fun stuff with two-way radios, so it helps you keep your childhood there a little bit. It's fun to experiment with it. So anyway, we're going to give it a little bit more time, guys, see how many more people we can get packed in here. And if you know anybody that you think might be interested with this live stream and this event, please feel free to forward the link in the video, share it with your friends, and I'm trying to spread the word about this and make it something that's not a run-of-the-mill event like a lot of ham radio events are, and open some eyes up. So if anybody wants to share the link and get more people involved, and if you want to make any comments, the live chat is on, so feel free to make any comments. The delay right now is about 3 to 4 seconds. Sometimes it's a little less, sometimes it's a little more, but it looks like it's about 3 to 4 seconds at the moment. Yeah, 5-second delay. Now we're back down to 3. So it's hard to get people to continue to watch and get everybody in here in a timely manner. So, and Joe, the frequencies, if you're still in there, for disaster control will be up in 14658 area, and up to 146.7. So those will be the 2-meter frequencies that we'll use. And then if we have any overlapping teams, I want to keep it stretched out about 25 kilohertz or, a little bit more, maybe 50 kilohertz steps. So that way we don't bleed over into each other when we're trying to talk. And, yeah. It's kind of funny how people are hopping in and then immediately hopping back out. Oh, my. So I got a thumbs up. That's cool. 2 thumbs up. Hopefully people are sharing and bringing more people in. I'm going to back the mic away again. This is one habit, Joe, that I can't seem to kick, and I really want to kick it. Really like to kick this habit. Get rid of that nicotine addiction. Hey, Tammy, good seeing you. You got Jason watching, and it's a little delayed too. So at least you're in there. Let me guess, you shared it with Jason. He needs to get in here too. Hey, at least this event will also it'll give people some exercise as well. So he can watch and drive at the same time. Holy cow! So he's not going to be till tomorrow morning before he gets home, I guess, unless it's late tonight. Ohio, certain points was like 8 hours away. I could probably go up to Gabriel's Park right now and get him on radio if he had a ham radio. It's a bad joke. Yeah, but you know what, Joe? There are things worse than a vape, but, anything that you put into your lungs other than the air can always be a bad thing. You don't want that in your body. And it's been a real help to me over the last few years, but yeah, wow, okay. I got you, Miss Tammy. That's cool. That's crazy. So he's going to be late. He watches Star Trek on the way down the road. Is he a Next Gen, or is he a Voyager type of person? Or is he original? Is he Captain Kirk, Captain Janeway, or is he Captain Picard? Actually, they have that new they got a bunch of new Star Treks out. Yeah. I haven't seen the ones on CDS. I just don't feel like spending the money to get the services. So, yeah. Picard's a farce. We all know Captain Kirk was the best one. I used to do an impersonation of him, but I'm not doing it on the air tonight. I can't sound like him, but I can do the inflections. Welcome, whoever just joined. I appreciate you coming. We're going to go over all this again here in a minute. Hopefully you'll stay and learn about the scenario that we have planned for July 30th. And they left. Cisco, that's Deep Space Nine. See, look, y'all can trivia me all day long on Star Trek. If this turns into a trivia night, I'm going to be a little upset. But it'd be fun. Oh my. Actually, I've got a trivia question for you. Who was the first favorite ham radio YouTube channel? I've got two that I go to a lot. I wouldn't say they're my favorites, but the one guy that cracks me up, and if you guys have time, he's not ham radio. He's a GMRS freak, and now he kind of upsets me. He does give out good information, but I think Tam, you would probably like the guy. It's his name is not a Rubicon like a Rubicon Jeep. And I'll watch Jason. I'll watch Ham Radio 2.0. So, but I've got some trivia for you guys there. And now it's just you and me again, Joe. All right. So anyway, I think at 8:30, if we don't get anybody else out here, we're gonna terminate the transmission on this broadcast and see what we can do to just keep continuing to spread the word and do an update. So I'll probably do an update again Friday. I might do another Friday edition next Friday at like 9 o'clock when everybody's actually home, not eating and all that fun stuff. But I just didn't know what my wife had planned for me tonight, so yeah. Yeah, he's over there in the UK, isn't he? The DX Commander guy. I've watched a couple of his videos. He's pretty cool, but I like some of the, the only thing I don't like about Ham Radio 2.0 is he is sponsored. Everybody sponsors him. He's given stuff, and, he does decent reviews on things. And he does honest reviews, but I think even Tony mentioned KC3PRI Tony. He's a gearhead. As far as just getting the gear, 80% of it sits on a shelf and it never gets used. But if you look up Not a Rubicon, that dude is something else, and he hates ham radio operators, and I think it's hilarious. He can't stand amateur radio. He can't stand hams. He calls everybody a sad ham, and his videos just crack me up. But GMRS is a gateway, and it's amazing though, Joe. There's a lot of ham radio operators out there that just give so much misinformation without doing the research, and it turns people off to the idea of ever becoming an operator in it. And I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand, and part of the reason why I can't transmit my YouTube channel name on the repeater. But I'm going to respect what they want, even though I'm well within FCC regulations, and we're not even going to have that argument with them. So, is what it is. But yeah, GMRS is, I'm wondering if I could talk to you. Tell you what, Joe, let's try this. You're down in Urbana, right? Or near Urbana. I'm going to see. I don't know how far line of sight it is between you and I. But I'm wondering, okay, now I know we can hit each other on 5.2, but I'm wondering if we can hit each other on 4.46. Now 4.46, I'm pretty sure 4.46 is Nat simplex for, yeah. I'm wondering if we can hit each other on 4.46. I'm just curious about that.
JC3QPJ. This is NE3R, November Echo 3 Romeo.
NE3R, KC3. Oh, wow. My radio's... Well, you're in there, Joe, but my radio doesn't want to transmit.
You got it on duplex.
My radio's not transmitting. Let me shut down, I'll get right back to you. I don't know what that's all about. I haven't had a radio. That's got to be a software issue there. So we're rebooting the radio. I got you full scale up here. I'm trying to figure out why. And hopefully that... Oh, you know what also, Joe? I remember the last time that I tried to do this, it took out my microphone. So hopefully my audio is still good. It looks like it is. Looks like it's still going. Let's see if it'll transmit this time. Now, NE3R, KC3QPJ, 50 watts, key mark. Okay, so I had you clear on there.
KC3QPJ, I copy. You're a little weak for me, but I copied you in there. It was a little hard with you talking in one ear and then coming over the radio. Because I got the stream going in the headphones. But yeah, it's good to hear you. I'm putting out 75 watts, so that's what the 9700 can do on high power. KC3QPJ, NE3R.
All right, Joe. Sounds good. Yeah, it's always good to do something live anyway. But all right, guys. Yeah, I know that could have been confusing watching it during the live stream. So. Well, I mean, I'm surprised we even hit each other on the 440, to be honest with you, on 70 centimeter with all the vegetation and everything, so not a problem. And I got a big tree line of sight to you, so it probably absorbs a lot of it. Anyway, KC3QPJ, I'll be standing by on 446. Anyway, yeah, cold beans, Joe, cold beans. Anyway, 10 more minutes, we only got 3 of us. And Joe, I think I just picked a really bad time on a Friday night to do a live stream. But cool experiment, man. I had you in here pretty good. I don't know if it was heard over the air or what have you, or on the live stream. And I'm going to go down and get some air conditioning. It's a little stuffy up here. Matter of fact, I'll let the kitten lie. I'm going to turn my fan on real quick. And whoever just joined, I appreciate you joining. Stay put. We're going to re-go over everything that I went over before. And just give me a minute. I'm going to turn the fan on, and we'll go over disaster scenario here. Now we got 5, which is great. I appreciate you all joining. Stand by for a minute. And I'm going to turn my fan on. You guys probably hear that through my condenser mic. So just stand by for 1 minute here. All right. Try not to knock you over. So, yeah, I was thinking the same thing. I was trying to be gentle with the cat so I didn't knock her over. She's been sticking to me like glue for the last couple days. But she seems to hang on to that chair okay. Yeah, it was a decent day. I was trying to get a lot accomplished, so it didn't happen too well. So for those of you who have just joined, if you have any questions or if you've watched any of my other video related to this, if anybody has a question, live chat is active. So if you have any questions or you want to tell me who you are, or if you are curious about the event, just let me know and we'll get going. I did just do a simplex contact on 70 centimeters with Mr. Joe, NE3R. That worked out a lot better than I thought it would, considering all the vegetation around. So, Anybody out there have any questions before I start spewing out details once again? I'm going to give the details to the event because we've been going at this for almost an hour now, and I'm not getting very many people in here, and I'd like to get a few more in for this live stream. All right, Tammy, here's some trivia for you. Who was the first captain of the Enterprise? And what year was the first Star Trek series put out? Well, the first episode, I should say. What was the name of the captain in the first episode of Star Trek? Spew away. Now I'm acting like a radio nerd. All right. There we go. As the radio, I was talking to Mr. Joe on. Just figured I'd show you guys that. And then, back in here. Kirk's daddy. There you go, Marion. Yep. Pike, exactly right. Captain Pike. And man, it's funny how the visual effects have changed over the years. It's hilarious. You go back to those old 50s, early 50s, and you see the strings that are holding up the props. Now, Miriam, I don't know how long you've been watching, but I don't know if you've heard of the scenario that I'm putting forward on the 30th of July, and if you need me to, just for you, because you're now my favorite viewer, you've stuck in here. I can go over the scenario again and let you know what's going on. But if you already know, I don't want to repeat myself, but it is a ham radio event, and you do not have to be a licensed operator to participate. So if you're curious, just let me know, and I'll go through the scenario for you. I was hoping to have a few more people in here tonight. Oh my. It's showing that I started streaming less than 1 minute ago. How does that make sense? I started streaming over 45 minutes ago, almost an hour. And Joe, I appreciate you sticking it out with me. And Tam, there you go. You hear that, right? You guys hear that in the background? This is what I've had to deal with at 4 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if you guys can hear that in the background or not. Oh, okay, that's good. All right, well, cool. Hopefully he's watching too. I don't know if you heard the scenario or whatever. I'm doing a plane crash disaster scenario on July 30th. We're going to be meeting in a place called Remsburg Park, just outside of Frederick, Maryland. That's also where they're having their Ham Fest tomorrow. Not Ham Fest. ARRL Field Day tomorrow. I apologize for that. They're having that out there tomorrow. So, the scenario that I have planned is going to be plane crash scenario, and it's a fox hunt, Great American Race style, if that makes any sense. So it is a race, but there are tasks that you have to complete in order to get to the next step of the race, just like Great American Race. And there will be 3 foxes to find, and once you're done, you get directions back to disaster control, which is the finish line, and we'll have food and refreshments there, and even possibly prizes. So I don't know how much more detail you would need, but it's going to involve radioing back information to disaster control. And I think what we're going to do is make sure we say SD. You can do my call sign and, SD for scenario disaster, because we don't want anybody to think that it's a real emergency. And I will stress that at the beginning and end of every transmission, that it's a training exercise and that it's not anything official. And if you know anybody else that would like to come out and join and participate, then that would be awesome. I'm looking to get a total of 10 teams of ham radio operators and whoever they want to take along with them. So I want to make it, it is a traveling event. However, I'm keeping the mileage limited, so that way you're not wasting a lot of gas going everywhere. If gas wasn't so expensive, I wanted to make it almost a county-wide thing, but it's just not practical with all the inflated prices with everything. Well, heck, I mean, come on out and meet us. Delmar, 2 miles. It might be a drive for you, but we'd love to have you. We got a great community of hams out here. I'm also on DMR, so if you ever want to get a hold of me on DMR and have a chat, my DMR ID is 317-4087. And I've only been a ham for about 2 years, but I've really enjoyed it. I've been studying up to get my generals. I plan on having my generals here in probably about another 4 months or less. It's just depending. So I don't think I'm ever going to go for my extras, though. I don't see the fact that I don't see a need for that for my needs, but definitely been having fun with the DMR. And I don't know if you guys are into the DMR radio or not, but that's been a lot of fun for me. And I don't know if this will let me switch cameras while I'm on here. I'm going to try that real quick. I don't think it'll allow me. It did allow me to. Now my software is working all of a sudden. And that's my DMR radio. That's the 578. That's been a really good rig. Every so often it gets a little glitchy like it just did, but I've had it on for 3 days without using it. And wouldn't allow me to transmit with Joe there. So, but Delmar, 2 miles south of Delaware State Line, which means if you would want to come out to my event, Miss Smith, it would probably take you about 3 hours to get here. The event is going to be probably a 3 to 4 hour event. And we'll have refreshments. Now, there are a lot of good restaurants in the area, so if you want to make a day trip of it, you could do that. And I could definitely get you to really good restaurants that you can enjoy. And that way, you're not wasting your time out this way. There are also like different outlets out in this area to do some shopping. And if you wanted to, the same day, ham radio outlets just down the road, another hour and a half from where we'll be. And I go there all the time, but I actually think you have a ham radio outlet there with you in Delaware somewhere. I think Newcastle somewhere there in Delaware. And okay. Yeah, I hear you, Joe. I hear you. Yep. Yaesu Fusion's pretty good. I mean, that acts at least almost exactly like. That acts almost exactly like DMR, but they just set up their talk groups a little bit differently, and it's part of their own system. And then, you get the FT8 and everything along with the Fusion, which is really cool. But I think they do have a way to intermix. I think I can get into All-Star, which will link to the Yaesu system with DMR, so that would be pretty cool. But my cat is going crazy because we have not had her fixed yet. So the last 3 days have been worse than having a baby. Mainly for my wife, because once I pull my earlobes out, I don't really hear much at night, unless she's like right up against the door. So, All right, so that being said, guys, I appreciate the ones that have joined. I'm going to tell the scenario again once more, and then we're going to shut this down. Like I said, Joe, thanks for joining and sticking with it. So the scenario is, it's a training exercise simulating a plane crash, which is going to involve a fox hunt. The fox hunt is going to involve 3 transmitters, all on the 2-meter band. At the beginning of the scenario, and I want to do the start time, so if you guys can get there early, 8 a.m. July 30th, Remsburg Park, Maryland, and the event will officially start at 8:30 a.m. is when I'm going to make my first transmission on 14652, telling everybody what's happened, what the scenario is. Each team is going to be handed a sealed envelope that has their frequency to contact disaster control, and each frequency is going to be different for each team, so that way nobody knows progress. So the first transmitter will represent a fire that needs to be put out. Once that's done and you find that transmitter, you're going to take a picture of the transmitter with your phone and show that picture to the volunteer that's that's babysitting that transmitter, because I don't want to leave them out in the middle of the field unattended. Once you show that volunteer the picture of the transmitter, that you have found the transmitter, you will in turn receive a code word for the next set of instructions that you have to radio back to disaster control. The code words are going to be something simple like baseball bat or hairpin or whatever. There's no hidden meaning. It's just a word to let control know, hey, yep, they found it. They got this code word from the volunteer. We're going to give them instructions to go to the next fox. And we will give you instructions, and it would be good for you to be able to utilize Google. And, all of this will be in the area of a 5-mile radius or less because of gas prices. So once you get to the next one, which will represent the survivors, you do in turn do the same thing. Take a picture of the transmitter, show it to the volunteer. They'll give you another code word, and then you go to the black box, which the transmitter that represents the black box. Get the code word. Once that code word from the black box is given to disaster control, they will give you instructions and the name of the finish line, and just look it up and get to the finish line. And I don't want to encourage anybody to speed, even though it is a great American race kind of thing. I don't encourage anybody speeding. Now, how do you get ahead in a scenario like this? Well, I would say if you're the first to find the fox, give yourself an advantage and be pretty slick about how you take the picture. You don't want everybody knowing that you're taking a picture of the transmitter, because they're going to come over without even finding it with their RF equipment, and they're going to take their picture. So, if you find it, don't get excited, move slow and act like you're still searching. Maybe wave your antenna around and snap a picture. If you're using an attenuator or a beam antenna, maybe you can hide it in there a little bit and try to disguise the fact that you're taking a picture, and then you can slowly roll away from the area and get to the volunteer. But by the time you get back to the volunteer, you've already got that picture. They're going to see that you're getting to that volunteer, but the volunteer will have already given you code word, and then they're going to scramble to find the transmitter. So that's one hint, one way to help you guys, to let you know you want to take your time with it, and it is a race. Take your time with it, have fun with it, try to be as slick as you can within the rules, and try not to help other teams to find the transmitters. Once you're through there and you're done. And I think it's going to be a fun event. I think it's going to be better than sitting behind a radio for hours on end. It'll keep you active and allow you to do some things that you wouldn't normally do with ham radio. Good way to relay information accurately back to people that are there to help you. And if you ever have to use those skills in a real world scenario, I'm going to make sure that information has got to be relayed accurately, and it has to be like word for word. So it might be a little stiff, but it's going to help in a real world scenario. If you ever have to give details for anything and you're a volunteer in any kind of a disaster type of scenario, it'll help you get ahead and give out the right information, but at least this way it's a fun way of doing it. So we'll have food. If there are people who have already told me that they're coming, and I'd like to do sort of a potluck, but I'm also going to have other things there for people, such as water, chips and dip, vegetable dip, vegetables, probably burgers or fried chicken from local Popeyes or something. And last year I smoked a brisket for all the hams that showed up, and brisket's getting expensive these days, or I'd still do that. So I'm looking forward to having fun with this scenario and doing it something similar to that next year. So if anybody has any questions, I know it's mainly me, Joe, and Miriam in here right now, but if you have any questions, just let me know. And I used to go up to Delaware to have my CB radios worked on. I would cross the Delmarva Bridge, and I think it was like the first exit when I got into Delaware. There was a truck stop out there that I want to say it was exit 91 or something that used to work on my radios. CB World. Guy's a good guy. He's a really good guy, and he sells them. If you ever get a chance to go in there, he does have some nice President 10-meter radios. Now, a lot of people look down on those in the ham community, but, you know, a dedicated 10-meter radio, to me, is kind of worth it, since you're going to have less problems with that. And it's by a company called President, which I'm sure you guys have seen. So, all right, I'm going to give it about 5 more minutes, and then I'm going to shut this down. And I keep saying 5 more minutes or 10 more minutes, but I just want to be as nice as I can and try to get the information spread. There are people that will be attending this event that are members of a local club that I have not joined yet. It's Frederick Amateur Radio Club. They do have a website, and a lot of these people that are loaning me the transmitters for the fox hunt aspect of things are members of that club. You can check them out, Frederick Amateur Radio Club, and they're going to have a really nice setup for field day tomorrow. So I'm going to probably talk to them and see them after I get off of work tomorrow, because unfortunately I have to work. But I have not joined that club only because I don't know, but I've been helping them try to maintain a repeater here and there. It's been a while since I've done any work up there, but you know, maybe later on in the future we can do a little bit more for them. Anyway, guys, any questions? Joe, you got any more for me today, sir, in the live chat at all? I'll give you a couple seconds to type, and then I'm gonna kill this live stream and go downstairs in my air-conditioned living room. You're good? I'm good. Any comments or questions from anybody that's still watching? And there I am slurping my ice water. My voice was starting to scratch there. Anyway, for anybody that doesn't know me, that is watching, I know there are a couple people in here that don't know me. My name is Aaron. My call sign, Kilo Charlie 3, Quebec, Papa Juliet, KC3QPJ. My YouTube channel name is Farmhouse Ham Radio. I've been doing this just slight reviews and different types of videos. My last two were really different. I did spades game 2 tutorials. So if you ever play the game of spades, it's kind of like a backwards version of hearts. I love spades. But either way, mainly ham radio. And I appreciate and thank you very much. And I appreciate you're all watching this video tonight, even though there weren't a lot of people in here. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. This is KC3QPJ. And I'm going to say 7-3. Y'all have a good evening and stay safe. Hope to see